Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
You're listening to the Chronicles of Livin podcast.
Do the damn thing.
Where we talk to visionary dreamers like you about living their best life.
Fulfill the highest, truest expression of yourself.
It's time to step into the past, present, and future with an open and healthy mind. Let's go! Now let's talk.
How's everybody doing on Let's Talk Sunday? And happy holidays. Labor Day is tomorrow. This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, the world, and some real boo-ish. And this is Chronicles of Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, it's extraordinary folk over here trying to do the damn thing the best way we can. And today's topic is, I can't want it for you. I just can't. I can't want it for you. Okay? You got to want it for yourself. So for you newcomers out here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining in and tuning in the show. And for my veterans, man, I love y'all so much for hanging in here through the ons and offs and all of that good stuff. And this show is just strictly about you, us, just looking at topics, everyday topics that you may face or your family, friends, loved ones may face, and just taking it and looking at it at a different way, different perspective, and different angle so that we can digest it in a positive format. Let's say it that way. Because sometimes you got to look at it from somebody else's point of view. You know, sometimes somebody else got to put the shoe on the other foot for you and draw the whole scenery different so that you can receive it in a different way. And prayerfully, that will help you, you know, to grow more and to, I don't know, love more. I don't know. I'm just here, y'all. I'm just here to do the thing. So let's get it started. And, this topic came about, everybody that knows me knows that I like to talk about different situations that I go through or either I'm connected to or saw somebody go through. Because if I can go through it, then I'm sure you can at some point, or maybe this might prep you in the future if this should come about, and then you'll be able to handle it in a better way. So what I mean by I can't want it for you. Let's start with Labor Day. Let's take it from there. You know, for those who don't know, Labor Day is really about the workers, you know, years and years ago in the 1800s, got fed up. They was working through bad conditions, long hours, you know, bad pay. And unfortunately, some of that is still going on. But the thing is, at that point in time, they got fed up and they wanted more for themselves. Hence the show. They wanted more for themselves. So they came together and, you know, they marched about it. They fought for it until they got their due justice until this day came about, you know, some years later. And that's why tomorrow we're supposed to be celebrating, you know, that whole, I would think, for me, I would say just taking the energy of that, fighting for yourself, wanting more for yourself, wanting more when you are not getting your just due in any situation, not just at work, but within your life, within a relationship, within just justice for you in whichever way you know you're not feeling just. Let's say it that way, you know. But we have family and friends and maybe coworkers and sometimes boss. You know, our boss can see something in you and pretty much want you to want it for yourself, but they push you and push you and push you, you know, and I'm talking about just the collective that I just said. They want to push you into your destiny, into your gift, into your talent, into just doing better for you. because again, a lot of times when we're on the outside looking in, we can see something that our loved ones or friends or, whatever, they can't see, including me. There are things that people can see about me that I might have, missed about myself. So as I always say, this show is just not for y'all. This is for me too, because I zone out and I'm just a channel, and I just let spirit take over. You know what I mean? To talk to all of us. Hence, I was going through the shows, some of my old shows, just to kind of see what I've talked about and things of that nature. And like I said, these shows are for me too. And I was, at the time that I was going through it, I was kind of, I don't know what's the word, maybe griping about a situation or whatever like that, or some things as far as me having more help to get some of the things that these big dreams that Spirit always put on me, the show, the TV show, and I'm doing things that a whole team do, and I'm doing it by myself most of the time. Well, yeah, doing it by myself. But of course, with the help of spirit. But I'm saying physical beings. I'm like, come on, I need some help. And it's just crazy how spirit will give you a message. And I always say through things, through insects, birds, whatever it is. You just have to be tuned in to get the answers to your questions. So I'm going through my app. Because if you don't know, definitely if you got an Android, download the Chronicles of Livin podcast show app on your Android. Okay, it's in the Google Play Store for free. So I'm going through, and each time I would press the show, I started with the last show. Every time I would press the show, it would stop. It would play for a little bit. I say a little bit on the show, and then it stopped. And then I pressed the button to continue it, and then it would skip like 10 shows before in the past. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm looking at the title of the show, and I'm like, hey, maybe I might need a word out of the show, you know what I mean, for myself. So I listened to the show, and it stopped again. It gave me a little bit of message, it stopped again. I pushed this happened for like, I'm gonna say 6 shows in a row. And then I just got tired. But I thought about it. And this little voice, my higher self was like, look at the titles. So I look, and I'm so mad I wrote them down. I'm so mad I don't have them right now. But I wrote the titles down, and it literally was a message. It was a message from my titles. And it was answering what I was kind of complaining about. You know what I'm saying? About me feeling like I need more help or whatever like that, or more resources to get further with my shows and stuff. And what it summarized, one of the titles summarized, it said, "You have all you need. What more do you want?" And this is one of my titles, y'all. And so this is what I'm saying. Even though I'm talking to y'all about I can't want it for you, Spirit was basically telling me, listen, we can't want it for you. We gave you every damn thing you need to do everything that we put on you, your visions and the dreams. And yes, thank God you took the action to follow through the best way you knew how, but you still are missing something. You really do have all the resources and tools that you need to take things to the next level. Hence, even though you might not have the bodies that you believe you need at this time, we have provided for you all the tools. We have provided the wisdom, the knowledge, the lessons. We've provided all of this for you through your journey. All it is that you need to sit your ass down and look at everything that you have in front of you. And that's it. And once you can sit down and look at everything you have in front of you, like I'm literally sitting here right now. I told you guys that I was going to do the call in and everything like that. And I really haven't had the time. I'm not going to say that. Nope, I'm taking it back. I haven't made the time. And that's for somebody out there. That's maybe for all of y'all out there. I haven't made the time to figure out how to use the equipment that I purchased so that you guys can call in just like a radio station does. I haven't made the time. Here, see, I'm putting myself on a chopping block so y'all can see I'm not just talking to y'all, I'm talking to me too. I mean, this message is for me too. I'm literally sitting here with two different brand new out the box pieces of equipment that cost some money that I have not used. And I've had them, one of them for darn near a year. No, I'm not going to say a year, probably like 6 months or so. And I have not put it together to figure it out for you guys to call it. And that's what Spirit is talking about. You have all you need to do. What more do you want? What more do you want? We keep saying we have to have this in place, we have to have that in place. And then here it is, our loved ones, our friends are telling us and pushing us and encouraging us, you can do it, you can do it. They're rooting for us. And some of us might not have those cheerleaders, cheering for us. But I guarantee you this, you got YouTube, you got internet, you got a smartphone, you could go on there and you can search whatever it is that you want to accomplish or whatever it is that you're having an issue with. And you can, excuse me, guys. Oh, if y'all heard that burp, that was deep. Sorry. That was over water too. But you can get virtual cheerleaders at any time that you want. So, just like my title of the podcast show said, you have all you need. What more do you want? Y'all need to look up that show. I didn't even get a chance to listen to it because a few words came out and then Spirit skipped to 20 shows in the past and gave me another message. But that's the message that stuck out of all the titles for today. Let's say it that way. I can remember last show, and I want to apologize to those who were waiting for last week's show. I truly was caught up. It was a good sister of mine's anniversary, and that was like one of the first weddings that I did because I am ordained to marry people. If you don't know, hit a sister up. You want me to marry you? And that was their first year anniversary, and I was caught up in that. So yeah, it was for a good cause, y'all. So I apologize. But nevertheless, like I said, you always have one of these shows. We're at episode 220. 220, guys. 220. And I can remember when my son and one of my old clients I told you about in plenty of shows, 96 years old, told me that I need to put out a book. I need to do a blog. I need to share all the knowledge, the wisdom, the resources that I have collected throughout the years because it can uplift some folk. And this is a 96-year-old woman that would not get out the bed for nobody but me. Her kids, they was always broken down. Oh, this is wrong with me. That's wrong with me. Every time I would come and see her. You know what I mean? And I was the only one that could get her out the bed to just walk around her house. Her kids were in a state of mind. They were grown. They was about my age at the time. But her kids was in a victim mentality. So how can her kids motivate her to continue with life? She had more spunk than they did at 96 years old. So that leads me to, again, I can't want it for you. No one can want it for you but yourself. You know what I mean? She wanted, that 96-year-old woman, she wanted to continue to live her life and to laugh. Every time I came, she would laugh and she would talk and share her stories, which I gained wisdom from. You know what I mean? But she took from my energy. She was drained from her kids' energy because they both was in a victim mentality. They didn't want nothing for themselves. You get what I'm saying? They wanted pity for themselves. And at some point in life, we can all get in that state of mind, that pity, oh, this is happening, that's happening, whatever. We can all go there. But the thing is, you got to start analyzing your life and asking yourself, how long are you going to stay there? When are you yourself going to take on the responsibility for you and stop making excuses. Hence, yes, we all have our downfalls. We all have those, but when we have them, we gotta ask and sit and say, what is it that I need to learn from this? Shout out to my sisters with power. They know who they are. Shout out to them. We was in a chat today, and we were talking about how learning is so important for your growth. You have to keep learning so that you can keep growing. Hence, something that my grandpa used to always tell me: when you stop learning, you stop growing. And if you listen to my podcast show, I mention this a lot. You stop learning, you stop growing. And at the mini mall where my boutique is, we have a 92-year-old man, and he's a jeweler. He's a jeweler. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I did not even know he was in, I swore he was probably in his 70s until we found out. And they honored him. I missed it. I wish I would have been there, but they honored him because he's a veteran, and they came and they honored him, for his service. But this is a man that comes into my space, and with a smile, he's walking upright, and from my knowledge, he's not even on any meds, but his frame of mind is like, I'm going to keep doing the damn thing until I'm just in the ground. He's still fixing jewelry. He's like a for real professional jeweler. Like, he knows how to fix it and put things together and stuff like that. Got his own clientele. He didn't stop. He lost his wife, and he didn't stop. And I talked to him one day, and I remember him telling me how he wanted to have something to do, and he wanted to keep going after he lost his life. He could have fell into the pity mentality, like, oh, well, I'm retired now. I don't have a significant other. Oh, it's me. My life is over. No, he didn't. Didn't nobody have to want it for him. Nobody had to want it for him because his loved one was gone. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about his kids or whatever, but from my experience with this man, you can tell that he gets up every day for himself. He gets up every day, regardless of whatever pains and aches he may have, and he pushed himself because he told me, he said he had to have something to look forward to. He created that situation for himself. You know what I'm saying? He could have just, like I said, retired. This man is 92. And when I say y'all would not know it, and anybody that's listening that's from, what I mean, anymore, they know what I'm talking about. If you see this man, you know what? And you in a state of mind of, oh, I can't do it. I don't have enough. Or this is not, or you will be embarrassed. You truly will be embarrassed. I'm sitting here thinking about him now, knowing that he's 92, and I'm sitting up here like, yeah, that title that came across the app saying, like, you got all you need. What more you want? And I literally, when I read the title, I was like, I felt spirit on the voice tone of it. Like, I just felt spirit saying, what the freak is the matter with you, girl? Woman? You got everything. We gave you everything. You got the equipment. You got the wisdom. We gave you the knowledge. We showed you what to learn. We gave you where to go. We just randomly put certain videos across your queue. Sorry, I hope the mic didn't go out. But we randomly put certain videos across your queue so that you can look at it. We randomly gave you information through Google even when you wasn't searching for it. It's times I just was looking for something else, a DIY or DIY, however you say it, video or something, and something else came across my queue that I just was drawn to watch or to listen to. And it was just like for an answer for something else that I had asked a while ago. You know what I mean? So it's like, you people out there, and I'm saying you people out there that's pushing your friends, your family, and all of that to want more for themselves, you got to get out of their way. You got to let them figure it out. Yes, we can be the guide for them. We can love them. But sometimes, as I talk and play in my shows, sometimes we can become an enabler. And when we become that enabler, you are making them repeat lessons. And we don't want to repeat lessons ourselves. So why make somebody else repeat lessons because you're pushing them harder than they want to push themselves? You are seeing, yes, you can give the advice. Yes, you can give the suggestions. Yes, you can pray about it. But even with prayer, if it's not in that person's will to do a certain thing that you believe that they should do, then guess what? It's not going to happen. And you'll just be praying, what they say, praying amiss. I think that's the word they use for it. Praying avoid. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I'm talking to you guys that's in relationships, that got kids. We want the best for our kids. And I feel this real strong. My spirit is real strong about this. There's some folk out there that need to hear this, including me. I talk to myself about this too because I want the best for my kids, my god kids, whatever, my grand, all of them. I want the best for everybody, even when I am not in touch with them. But you can pray for them, but when it's time, it's time. Divine timing is everything, and you got to remember that we were young once too. And some of us, if we look back on our younger days, is a lot of times our parents was telling us, hey, they wanted the best for us, and we just didn't want to receive what they wanted for us. We didn't want to receive what they was trying to teach us, the wisdom they was sharing with us. We thought we was grown. We was like, I got this. Come on now with that. I don't want to hear that. I know what I'm doing. All of this stuff. We was in that whole vibration right there. And I know some of y'all out there laughing. They told us, don't do this and don't do that because of this and because of that. That could happen, But some of us had parents that was trying to be this perfect angel and act like they ain't do shit. You know what I mean? And that, I'm telling you, as a parent, that never helps. One thing that I do pat myself on the back for is that I keep it all the way, as they say, trill with my son. I keep it all the way true with the young folk that I talk to. My son just had friends drive up from Philly and from Georgia, and actually a friend from Europe flew in, and they stayed for about 3 days here. And I felt like a little bed and breakfast here. My son was like, "Oh, I gotta work, mom. Can you entertain them?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So I'm getting up, cook breakfast for them and everything like that. They had a ball. We had a lot of time to talk and things of that nature, and I shared with them some suggestions and just put it out there. And I know that while everything that I might have talked to them about and asked them for as what they want to do in life and kind of gave them some, input and suggestions, I know maybe not everything would have might have caught on to them right now currently, and they might not apply everything. But the thing is, I planted those seeds, you know, and I know they appreciated it because when they left, they all hugged me with a very tight hug. So that let me know that they appreciated the time that I gave them and the talks that I gave them while they were here. And so I'm saying all of that to say, I get it, guys. I get it. You got these kids. It's crazy in some areas, in the United States or wherever you at. It could be crazy, or they can be hanging with people that you don't want them to hang with, and maybe doing things that you don't want them to do, and you're trying your best to get the message through to them that that's not a good look. That's not good for you. It's going to end up bad. It's going to end up all wrong. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to put your suggestion out there. You got to be real with them. If you trying to play that perfect card, like you squeaky clean and you ain't do shit in your life that was not great, then that's the wrong move. I'm here to tell you that when you're transparent, just like I'm transparent on this show about, if you listen to some of my shows, you know what I mean? I'm transparent on the show, and you know what keeps people coming back? Because of that. Because they know I'm not perfect. They know that I'm sharing some things, my downfalls and stuff like that. But because I'm sharing my downfalls, I'm still sharing how I got back up as well. So now that gives me a little bit of validation on how I can talk to you guys and how you can take from the suggestions and the inspiration and encouragement that I'm feeding you guys and run with that. Because if you listen to some of the past shows, even the shows that the mic is kind of shitty, you know what I mean, it's static, I kept them shows perfect. I mean, purposely. So if you just tuning in and you go back to my old shows and be like, oh crap, I kept them purposely to prove to you guys that whatever dreams and visions you got, don't wait for the perfect situation. Don't wait for everything to line up perfectly. It's a missed opportunity if you do it that way. You just got to start with what you got and where you at. You know what I mean? Start with what you got and where you at. And just be consistent with it. Be consistent with it. I'm not making a boatload of money the way a lot of podcasters can do, because when I came on, I wanted to make sure it was all authentic. I wanted to make sure that I can uphold everything, because the fact that I'm doing so much by myself. I got a business over here. I'm doing this over here. I got, you know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that I can be consistent before I take on big sponsorships. Have I been approached by them? Yes. Yes, I have. But that goes to show you my growth, that I know that I'm not going to take on something until I know for sure I'm ready. You know what I mean? I could take their money. I can and just be like, not on for, you know what I mean? But until I know that I got things in order the way I know it need to be in order, then I will go there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course I make money from ads, whatever like that. But I'm just saying, you know, this is a message for somebody out there. This is a message for somebody out there. A lot of people will look at, well, if I don't have this and that and the other together, while you got your cheerleaders over here telling you you're good enough to do that, you're the bomb at that, you're so talented, you know what I mean? Or you could just start all over, just let it go. One thing I've learned too, one thing I learned, and I know sometimes I'll go astray, but I gotta say it when it jumps in my spirit. One thing that I learned, a really massive lesson that I learned, is that, and I forgot. Wait a minute. Let me get it back. Let me get it back. Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. One thing that I learned is that where I come from, I'm in the South now, but I come from the North. I've learned that the difference, people up North put so much value on things, on materialistic things. They identify themselves, and their attachment of who they are is connected to materialistic things. While my experience living in the South is the opposite. Like the people that's homegrown South, I'll say it that way, because we got a lot of transplants out here, including myself, that's from so many different states, you know, countries, whatever, you know what I mean? But my experience from the people that are really from the South, they are more carefree, and they don't really place a lot of uh I don't know, what's the word, precedence, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm sure y'all know my thoughts, but they don't place as much value on things as much as they do um family connection, you know what I mean? um that's just been my experience. I don't know about other people living out here. Maybe it's because that's who I am. I don't know. You know, law of attraction is everything. And people, before I moved to the South, a lot of people thought I was from the South because of the family that I was raised in. They were very hospitable, and very welcoming. So therefore, I have that energy just all day. You know what I mean? So I believe I attract those type of people every time I move back down south from up north. I noticed that when I lived up north, that I even took on that energy, and I even was like, oh, I can't do this if I don't look like this, or if I don't have this, or I don't want to be seen if I don't have that, or my hair ain't this, and all of that. That's a bunch of burdens. That's what I've come to realize. And it was a real eye opener to me just this past weekend, because I've seen that in a lot of my loved ones. And I see how bad the burden of not having things, or having to let go of things and materialistic things, how big that burden weighs heavy on them, you know? And it saddens my heart, because it's like, when you learn to let go of things, you know, that's not who you are, that's when you will find your true freedom in life. That's when you will want things for yourself. That's when you will attract more success to yourself. And people think that success is money. It's not. Success is a goal completed to me. Success is what it is that you set out to do, and you do it. It might not be all the way perfect, guys. And it might not be the thing that you are going to go for in the long run. But the thing is, you did it. The thing is, you went after it. That's what it is. The thing is, you believe in yourself more than the person that was pushing you, more than your cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying? You took on that energy that your cheerleaders is pouring into you, and you just wore it with pride. Like, wow, they believe this of me. They believe I can do this. They believe I got this talent. Okay, you know what? For the first time in my life, or for me the 100th time, I'm going to take and believe in myself, and I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. And sometimes you don't even have to tell the cheerleader that you're going for it. Sometimes you could just do it in silence, especially if you are fearful of it. You know what I mean? Especially if you are doing the whole false things appearing real, and you're believing that the worst is going to happen before you even try it. That's what fear is. You just got this whole picture of how everything is going to go down, and it just go all bad. In your vision, in your mind, it goes all bad. But it's really a good thing for you. It's really probably a thing that could change your life for the better forever. But because it's something that you never did, it's something that you never experienced, you just think about the worst case scenario, and then you talk yourself out of it. You start doubting yourself. While other people, your loved ones, and your cheerleaders are on the other end, they got a whole cheer team for you. I mean, whole cheerleading song for you. Go, you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Yo, do it, do it, do it. You know what I mean? And you just like sitting on the sideline. No, I can't. I can't do it. I really can't. I'm scared. I'm scared. Well, why you here then? Why you taking up space in this time, space, and reality? Why you taking up space? There's another sperm cell that could have came here and did what you are afraid to do, that people are cheering you on to do. You have life, you have breath, you have that opportunity that somebody else don't. And you probably are in a better position that somebody that wish they could be in your position. As bad as you think your position may be, or as much as you think you may be lacking, or as much knowledge that you think you might not have, wisdom, whatever. But you got other people that's believing for everything that you don't believe that you can do. Somebody else could have had your spot, yo. Somebody, I'm going to say it again, somebody else could have your spot and could move forward in the things that spirit has put in you to do, that you know. It's heavy on your heart, heavy on your spirit, but you locked up in so much fear that you're going to keep letting everybody else want it for you instead of wanting it for yourself. So while you are somebody that may be cheering for something, this is crazy. This is really, really crazy. A lot of times we could want something for somebody else, right? And be like mad that they won't do this certain thing because you're on the outside looking in at their life and you're telling them, man, I'm telling you, you do this, it's a wrap. You got it. This and that and the other. Your life will be better, or whatever you're doing to be better, or all of that. But yet, on the other end, there's somebody that can be telling you the same damn thing. The same thing. You can do it, and you sitting there just like the person you telling they can do it, and you sitting there like, oh, I don't know. Well, maybe next year. Well, when I get this. Well, I gotta get the money for that. Oh, man, please. If y'all know what I started this podcast with, it wasn't this mic I'm talking on right now. If you go all the way back, you will know which type of mic I had, because it's gonna be staticky and all of that. But I still went forward. I still did the show. And when I listen back, because this is live, so whenever you hear me make a hiccup or whatever like that, this is live. This show is live. So because it's live, I can pull it down and edit it and then let it be a pre-recording. I really can do that, and I try to do that if I'd have thought about it last week for the anniversary. I try to do it if I know I got something going on. But I like to be live so y'all can see the rawness of what it is that I'm called to do. And see that if it's a hiccup while I'm talking, like last week I couldn't get something out, but I realized Spirit told me that was because somebody's throat chakra that was listening was clogged up. And if you don't know, a throat chakra is, we got I ain't gonna get into that too deep, but we got chakras. Everybody got these chakras in their body, 7 chakras, more than that really. But your throat chakra is that chakra in your throat that allows you to speak up, that allows you to communicate. And when you don't communicate and you got something on your heart you want to say to somebody, you know what I'm saying? And you don't, that's a clogged throat chakra. Or if you just pushing somebody too much. Hence how I used to be. And I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. Sometimes that could be like over, you know what I mean? Over the top throat chakra, So you got to balance it out. But that hiccup last week when I got tongue tied, that was because somebody that was listening is not speaking up for themselves. And because I'm repeating it on this show, obviously there's somebody else still listening that is not speaking up for themselves. When they know there's some things about their life that they need to speak up for, they need to move forward for, they need to tell somebody, listen, Susan, I don't want to hear what you got to say to me no more. Or listen, Susan, or listen, Bill, you're not going to be treating me that way anymore. I'm not going for it. There's somebody out there that's not using their voice, that's listening to this show right now, and that's not speaking up for themselves to make sure that they're valued in the way that they know they deserve to be valued, because we all valuable and we all deserve the best. But you got to treat yourself the best first. As one of my cards that my affirmation cards say, when you learn to respect yourself, then others, when you learn to love and respect yourself, it's only then that others will love and respect you. Something of that sort is on one of my affirmation cards. So that was a message for somebody. And I'm looking at the time now, so I don't want to drag this out. But I hope you guys got a lot out of the show that I can't want it for you. I really can't. I've learned that through this weekend that when you want something for someone more than they want it for themselves, it will drain you. It will drain you. And then you'll go in a state where you start feeling some type of way. Sometimes you could get mad. Sometimes you could just be like, I just want to choke that person, like to believing in themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like that with a lot of different folk. And I had to learn from relationship to relationship, from friend to friend, from coworker to coworker. I had to learn each lesson. But I'm telling you guys right now, telling you right now, this whole situation that just passed was like a ding, 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 ding. I can't want it more than you. I can't want it for you. So just like you listening to this podcast show, just like when the TV show, if you tuned into that or whatever, and you see all of those people that's on the TV show that's doing their thing, they had to want it for themselves to make those moves and those strides. You know what I mean? So I challenge you today. I challenge everybody that's listening today up until this point. And if you're listening up to this point, obviously you want it for yourself. Obviously, you want some change in your life. You ready for it. You ready for it. You know what I'm saying? You have to continue to be open and receptive to learn new things in life so that you can continue to grow, so that you continue to be able to be uh, a visionary dreamer for someone else. Because the more we learn and we grow and we meet new people, guess what? Now that's an exchange right there. That's a wisdom and an energy exchange. But when you stop learning and you stop trying to grow, how much can you exchange with people? Just how much? Not very much. You know what I mean? When you cap yourself out, it's not good, yo. It's not good. Don't cap yourself out. When you cap yourself out, that's what brings on sickness and all of that. Because you fall, you're not keeping your mind going. You're not keeping your brain working. You know, every time we talked about the whole thing about every time you learn something new, you are growing new cells. So you regenerating yourself. You are keeping yourself youthful. You're keeping yourself relevant in this world. So I challenge you guys, learn at least. If you can't learn one new thing a day, learn one new thing a week. Let's say that. And I ain't saying go learn a whole play the piano in one day. That's not what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what it is that keeps hitting your spirit that you need to do. You know it, not me. I'm just a messenger. You know what I'm saying? But you know what keeps replaying on your heart and your spirit and your soul that you have not yet made the step forward to start or to complete or to, because sometimes it could be something that you started and you stopped. I got plenty of that. And you got distracted. Hence why I am now turning a new leaf and I can't want it for you. Because a lot of times I've wanted things more for people than they wanted for themselves. And I've stopped things that I was working on for myself. And then it just fell through the cracks. And then now just get back on track. It's like a job. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning now, just like I'm telling you guys, you cannot want it for somebody else more than they want it for themselves. So free yourself today from that responsibility. We all got our own individual responsibilities, and we are all responsible for making ourselves happy and for learning who we are. We can't teach people who they are. And like I said, I had to learn that. I had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? I only can share with them what I see and hopefully inspire them and encourage them and empower them to walk in who they truly are. So, with all that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show today. Make sure that you go buy the books. And thank you guys for supporting me, supporting and investing in yourselves for getting the 90-day journal, you know, the Visionary Dreamer 90-day journal, or the Transform Your Life workbook, lessons I learned being an entrepreneur, all on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, all the bookstores. Just look up April ADionne Williams. And I noticed when I searched it, it was kind of crazy. I don't know. I got to call Amazon about that. But go on Amazon and just put in April ADionne Williams. Y'all see how my name is spelled, I'm sure. And the book should come up. So thank you guys because I see that a few people have purchased my books. I thank you guys for that support. Make sure y'all, if y'all got Roku, go on Roku. Check out, put in ADionne, your dream pusher. Add it as one of your channels. We on Roku now, and we will soon be on other streaming platforms. If you want to leave a message, you want to leave a suggestion on a topic of the show, thank you. Holly, shout out. Gave me some suggestions for some shows. Sometimes it might have been passed, but you got a suggestion, you want me to talk about a certain topic, leave it on a voicemail. Go to ADionne, your dream pusher, .website.com, one or the other, and you'll see voicemail. Just record what you want to say, or if you got something you got out of the show, record it, and I might play it on the show. You never know. You know what I mean? So with all that being said, I'm going to leave you guys. I love you. This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, the world, some real boo-ish. And you are listening to Chronicles of Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, it's extraordinary folk doing the damn thing the best way we can. Again, guys, learn something new daily, weekly, even monthly. I challenge you. Go for it, guys. I love you. Until next week, peace.
The Chronicles of Livin.
We can be whatever we dream.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Chronicles of Livin podcast, where you find only the highest vibrations. Remember, you are extraordinary. And if you're pursuing your dreams, we're proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live.
Something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it.
Stay updated with ADionne by visiting chroniclesoflivin.com or stay connected through social media by following @chroniclesoflivin. Until next time, your dream pusher, ADionne.